Hey folks, Species7 here. Welcome back to the channel. I have another game for us to look at today. This is called Betrayer, put out by the Black Powder? Yeah, that's it. Black Powder Gaming Studios. Rather an interesting game. It's set up that you play it in this particular color scale, where everything is basically grayscale, except for highlightable objects, which will appear in red. You're not, however, and since this does run in the Unreal Engine, you're not limited to that. You can, as you can see, bring some pretty nice coloring into it. Now, the black and white is an atmospheric thing. Frankly, yeah, I'm not a big fan, okay? But it is sort of the way it's supposed to be meant to be played, but for the sake of aesthetics on YouTube, I'm not going to run it in black and white. We'll run it this way. Options menu is actually pretty darn good. As you see, you've got your straight one here. This is your difficulty settings, and then you have a choice of whether you drop your loot when you die, and then can lose it if you don't get back to it before you die again, or not drop your loot when you die. Again, this is just a simple have a look at, so we're not going to get too fussed as to whether we do or do not do something when we die. You have controls, fully rebindable. They are, you know, fairly standard, right? You get WASD. The only thing I kind of find a little bit weird, and of course you can change this, is that use is F and melee is E. I would almost think, okay, Q brings up your clues. I would almost think that you might want to switch the E and the F, you know. Although granted, having that melee real close is kind of nice, but either way, there you go. So your controls are all rebindable. Video has a fairly decent set. Lots of resolutions. 16 by 9s, 10 by 6, you name it, it's all there. You do have a field of view. It comes set at 90. I'm not sure how high it goes, but higher than the 100 I've set it to. Overall setting, whether you want full screen, whether you want VSync, a few choices for anti-aliasing. You have turn off on all of these things, kinda typical. Audio allows you separate sliders for sound effects, BGM, and global. Perfect. We are going to start a new game so I can sort of show you where this goes. I've played for about, I don't know, 45 minutes or so. So far, I'm pretty impressed. But let's start a new game. All progress will be lost. Well, that's alright. I basically only played it earlier just so we could have a look. So, here we go. Black Powder Games production of Betrayal. Kinda weird, they sort of want to roll the credits at the beginning. So, yeah, not a big fan of that. Can we zip past it? Yes, we can. So here's where you start. Like others you may have noticed, okay, it appears we have a Spanish ship going past us. But as I say, like other survival things, it would appear that you sort of start here on a beach. So, we know that we melee with E, so we can give it a crack. As I say, the visuals are pretty much as you would expect, and there's that highlighting. So in black and white, you can see how this red package would really stand out. To pick things up, simply walk across them, and that was longbow arrows. Yeah, I don't think you can actually break barrels. The boxes, oh yeah. Nothing in that one. So much like your standard fare RPG or MMO, see, open again, you use F, we get coins out of that one. You know, you hunt down and look around in boxes and chests and anything else you can run across. Exploration is a a large portion of this game, if not the entire idea. And a musket load. Alrighty. And another chest with 18 coins. Oh, we're riching it up now, I'll tell you. Okay, doesn't look like there's too much else on this beach. WASD controls, again, melee is... Oh, he does have a knife. I wonder where he got that. Melee is E, look is F. Well, there you go. Sprint is obviously your shift, which is pretty standard fare, right? Gives you a sprint. That's not bad. You also have crouch with C. And a few others that come up as you play along. The detailing, graphics level, etc. is absolutely gorgeous. Pretty much what you would expect of a game done in the Unreal Engine. The very beginning of the game is a little bit on the linear side. They are trying to direct you to a certain spot at the beginning. From there it does seem to open up considerably. So, a few more coins out of there. There is a survival element built into it. It is basically a sort of mystery survival type game. You have to unravel the mystery. You arrive here on the shores expecting to find an established port and base. There's a woman in a red cape. What is she doing? It looks like she just fired a bow at this post. Okay. So here again, this is where you notice there's things you need to see. They stand out in bright red. Nice. I do not know who you are or why you've come here, but you should turn back lest you become trapped in this place as I am. So that was that lady in red, eh? And she's gone. So we'll continue on down the path. As I say, you can, you can go off the path. I don't know how terribly advisable it is early game. Because I'm not sure how effective this little melee weapon is. And I don't know exactly what we may run into. So far, I have run into some type of human. Been lucky enough to not really need to get close enough to figure out what type. Another 24 coins. Because it would seem your weapon of choice in this game is the bow and arrow. Or at least to start with. So, and we don't have one yet, but we'll sort that out pretty quick. So as we continue to wander up the path, we have another item that bears investigation. So here we are. Dear Sir or Madam, I have come into possession of a number of fine items of exceptional quality and indisputable value. How can you tell it's a salesman? As a token of my good faith, I offer you a free bow in hopes that you may survive long enough to become a regular customer. Arrows will be free for a limited time, but beware, they may sometimes deflect from armored enemies, so be sure to carry plenty, recover them when you can. I will put my trust in your honor to leave payment for whatever else you choose to purchase. Respectively, John Howe, the merchant. So there we go. And we have Shoddy Longbow, which he gave us. Alright, longbow arrow says we can't carry, so we already have a full inventory's worth. Alright, we now have a weapon. Wonderful thing, eh? So inventory, a little bit different. We can bring it up here. So you can see we have our cracked longbow equipped, no charms equipped. So far, no clues. People, the maiden in red. And the merchant John Howe. Notes. Use your compass to locate nearby dropped items such as loot or arrows. And investigation. The maiden in red. So, there we go. Oh, okay. There you go. The little triangular dot on the compass signified this item. So let's continue on. You can see a little bit of a red outline on there. You do want to have a look alone, look around, sorry, because you are not alone in these woods. Because your well-being is important to me, both physically and sentimentally, sorry. I feel I should advise you that enemies are easier to slay if you can catch them unaware. Their rage makes them stronger. Shots to the head will inflict more grievous injury than those to the trunk or limbs. Please rely on me whenever you find yourself in need of deadlier implements of warfare. Another message from our friendly merchant. And he's sort of hinting about that we may find something to pop an arrow at here in the near future. So far, nothing seems to be showing. Either visually... Ah, there we go. So right trigger allows you a bit of a zoom. And we can draw our bow. We're going to go for the headshot. We didn't quite get it. There we go. So you're not exactly the most powerful bow in the world when you first start. You can simply step over items to pick them up. There we go. Now let's have a look at what we got, shall we? See, I'm not sure why it doesn't show up. In all, you don't actually get... You know what I mean? Like, did we not just pick up a broken pistol? Did we not just pick up a couple of other items? But I don't see them show up. Right, that's equipped. Weapons. All. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that part. I'd say we'll have to wait as this unfolds. I know in the earlier one I actually I'd gone through and I found a wineskin to put water in. I found a barrel to gather water. What I didn't find, unfortunately, was the wineskin in my inventory when it came time to fill it at the barrel. So, I'm not sure what the deal is that. I know they just released a huge patch the other day, so they are obviously still thinking the game's worth their efforts to patch up and get ready. I don't believe it's early access. I may be wrong. I may have indeed picked it up at early access. So I tend to get a lot of my games there. I like it because the AAA titles don't hang out there. Oops. We'll read it instead of cut it to pieces. And more cumbersome. The weapons I offer are guaranteed to do more harm and do it faster. So another little... and then out of the blue our map appears. I did nothing to make that happen. However, if we now press... Oh, I see. That's a loading screen. Stepping past that was a loading screen. Alrighty. And the first time I came through, it just happened that, oh look, the map popped up. So I hit the M key, and it must have been just as the loading screen ended. Yeah. Alright, Forest Edge. I take it that's pretty much where we are now. Alright. And we have something going on there. So let's head for the something going on there a bit. Now, what do we got there? Alrighty. Another marker of some kind. Hey, you want to be careful because you are not alone here. There are enemies. And whenever possible, you do want to get the drop on them. Longbow arrow. Nice. Let's open the trunk. Pick up a tomahawk. So tomahawks are your other weapons. They're your throwing weapon, and they go to your G key. And not my favorite choice, but hey. A note. It was remiss of me not to mention enemies are likely to discover if you're moving. Crouching makes you harder to detect and allows you to move quietly. Use the wind to your advantage. Gusts will cover your footsteps. And that's kind of important because it actually freaked me out the first time the wind gusted really, really hard when I was trying to sneak up on something. But yeah, it will actually cover your footsteps, gives you a chance to break into a run and get right up by them. Alright, what do we got there? That's an enemy. You want to get them as far as you possibly can, obviously. There we go, headshot, nice. Sure we ain't getting snuck up on? You can also get audio clues. It's very important, so you want to either silver crucifix. Doesn't have any of my arrows sticking out of them? Bugger. You can get visual clues, like you'll hear things moving towards you, stuff like that. There's that big gust. See how everything moves? During that pretty much period of time they can't hear you coming. All the audio clues are gone. Huh. Odd, eh? The redness on those branches. I thought, oh, look. That must be another thing we want. Let's continue our way up the hill here. Again, watching to make sure that we see things before they see us. Because we want to make our way to that fort. I'd kind of like to get there alive. So, see how we make out here. The top of the hill. I would think that if you set the difficulty up a notch, you would probably get more enemies on your way here. Although I don't think it's terribly a combat focus so much as it is an exploration and mystery focused type game. Alright, we gotta cover this big open area. See how we do. Almost there. Alright. It's weird, I can hear something grunting and snorting. I'm hoping it's far enough away. Alright, and here we have the fort. Fort Henry. And there are a ton of things to explore and look at in Fort Henry. Now, apparently, if we go to the map, we can now fast travel between different locations. Oops, I did not mean to do that. But you can do it as such. There we go. And now we are back in Fort Henry. So there you are. We have another merchant stall here. How's everything doing? Oops. I keep beating things up. Okay. And the only thing we actually have enough money for would be one of those. Oh, what do we got here? Longbow arrows. Huh? We can only buy one. And tomahawks were full. We don't have enough loot for any of these others because we only have $100. So, but as I say, this is also where you will water to up your health, because apparently you control your health levels that way. So, but I think first you want to always be breaking up these things. Any of them that you find. What do we got here? A trowel. Small trowel suited for breaking up hard soil. Okay. So that'll just be another way to access slightly different clues, right? These guys are these weird ash figures. And there are notes scattered throughout. So, but that's basically where this game is. You need to do a lot of exploring a lot of quests involved once you get into it. So far I haven't had any sort of bugginess or crashiness or any of that sort of thing. And ornate bells. Okay. We can hang that back up where it goes. So as you can see, it's a lot of exploring. You want to be... there we go. Ash and Ember. Okay. You want to do a lot of exploring? Keep your wits about you. Use the audio clues to know when things are in your area. Okay, as you can see, Forest Edge. Right when we get over that, it tells you if you exit that way, you'll go back into Forest Edge. So very smart compass as well. But there you have it. That's been our first look at the game. I hope you've enjoyed it. I am going to continue to play along with this and see where it goes. Because so far it's been very intriguing. And as I say, it seems to run well. I don't have a super powerhouse of a computer, but it's no slouch. And I'm running everything on maxed details. So, pretty nice. Longbow arrows, nice. One shy of being back to full. And you can see there is a lot of stuff scattered around. So, there you go. I hope you've enjoyed our first look. Until this has been, I guess I should tell you what we're looking at. It's called Betrayer. And again, it is... take more than a trowel to dig it up. So apparently we need to find something better than a trowel to get at that pile. But yeah, this has been Betrayer, our first look at it. A really quite interesting game from Black Powder Studios. So, till next time, this has been Species 7. Take care of each other, folks, because nobody else will. Until then, ciao for now.